Can we get a little louder here? It's a little bit louder, just a little bit louder, a little bit. Good morning, everybody, and first of all, thank you for everybody coming, the media, and for the people here on the campus. This is a morning that we hope years from now we can look back and say it was an historic moment. So for you all to be here, we're very grateful.
3 months ago, Kim Humphreys, who was a copy editor at the Rocky Mountain News, brought us together days after the owner of our newspaper announced that it was going to try to sell the Rocky Mountain News. We believed at that time that that was going to lead to the closure of the paper, which it did. Out of that meeting at the Denver Press Club came a website, IWantMyRocky.com, which we started to support our newspaper, to rally our readers and our supporters, to remind them that the journalism that we had been bringing for 150 years was about to be lost. And the day after the Rocky Mountain News closed, Kevin Flynn and many other reporters just kept reporting, and it was their reporting that brought us to the point where we met the three entrepreneurs who share a vision of news coverage for the future that we do. The new venture is called INDenverTimes. It is an online, real-time, locally focused news source. We will concentrate primarily on local news, but we'll also bring local perspective to national news. To succeed initially, we need 50,000 subscribers by April 23rd, the 150th anniversary of the Rocky Mountain News. Once we reach that goal, the full site, INDenverTimes, will go live on May 4th. In the interim, we will accept subscribers on INDenverTimes and continue to provide news coverage at IWantMyRocky.com. Customers will not be charged for their subscription until we reach our goal of 50,000.
A lot of people ask me why I reached out to Steve and his colleagues. And as a fourth generation Denverite, I just couldn't imagine watching the Rocky Mountain News and its legacy come to such an abrupt end. As a businessman, community member, and entrepreneur, I strongly believe that great journalism can still be good business.
I will tell you that it's not rocket science, folks. As we look around the nation, we see that the old model of traditional newspaper businesses are very, very difficult to sustain. It's expensive to cut down trees, make paper, print presses, operations, the people associated with that. In fact, we're told throughout the industry that the cost associated with that traditional model is somewhere in the neighborhood of 70% of the overall expense of a newspaper. We think that model's upside down, and that the great people behind me here that produce the insight, the context to our community, they ought to be the ones getting 70% of the overall operation. That's right. So,
well, if you haven't figured it out already, we're hoping you'll subscribe to INDenverTimes. You can right now. The site went up about 15 minutes ago, and you can right now. Although I spent my childhood helping my father in his paper, if you asked me 2 months ago if I'd ever be in the news business, I would have quickly said no. But when the Rocky closed, I felt I had to do something. I felt it was my civic duty to give back to this great city of Denver. It's what my father did his entire career. It's what my grandmother did as a writer for the Greeley Tribune. And I value the contribution that they made and that our INDenverTimes colleagues will continue to make in our society. Skeptics have said that Denver citizens won't pay for online insights, columns, and perspectives. Collectively, we need to prove them wrong.
I wish my father could be here today. Like many of you and thousands of others, I was devastated when the Rocky Mountain News shut down. It is the one day I can truly say that I'm glad my father was not alive to see. But today he would be smiling. The one-word lead of the column that he would no doubt write about this would be tickled. Because tickled was a word he often used when he was happy about something. My father would have understood the entrepreneurial spirit that you see here today. He reinvented his own career many times in his lifetime, going from radio, television, magazine publisher, businessman, and finally columnist. I think that he would understand that this is the way that the future will be, and I think he would support that.